Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to another Daily Scuttlebutt with Ivy's Family Factotum. I am Anson, and there's Willow. Say hi. And technically, yes, it's still morning. It's actually at 10 o'clock, and it's still cold. It got down to the 20s here last night. For this time of year, for this area, and I do want to apologize if it's a little loud. Because for one, the heater's on because it's still cold out. It's still in the lower 30s right now, mid to lower 30s, and so the heater's still on, and we also have a big dehumidifier that's in the space. Because anybody that's ever lived in an RV during the winter knows that you have a battle with condensation and moisture problems, because even though this is a Arctic rated RV, it is not. It is not insulated good at all. I mean, for one, like the slide out that I'm sitting in, the wall is only inch and a half thick, if that. So you're not fitting a whole lot of insulation in that thing. I just put my hand up, up against the wall, and I don't even have to touch it. I can feel the coldness. I don't even have shoes on yet, and I can feel the coldness on the floor of the slide out. Now, the floor of the RV itself, not that bad, because it's not necessarily insulated, but the whole bottom of the RV is sealed off. Other than that little flap of door that I had to open up to fix our water leak that we had. Which I still don't have that closed off fully or completely, which I do need to do that. It's closed, it's taped up, just not very, very well. So, what's on the agenda for today? Well, it's Monday. Kids are back in school. Gladys is back at work. And, yep, she is on the what is it called? The last line, I guess, or whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to think of. I can't think of it, I guess. My brain's not working right now. I haven't had enough coffee yet. But she's already gotten basically her notice of when the new teacher is to start. So she only has, a couple weeks left, because between the holidays, right? The infinite holidays. So, with all the times that we're going to have off because of Christmas, because of New Year's, because of obviously Thanksgiving, all those things, she only has roughly 2 weeks left, to get that extra income coming in. So we're going to be, obviously she still gets, a VA disability check. It'd be nice if she gets 100%. She's not. She definitely should be, but she's not. And with that, I could probably get to 100 as well if I really tried. But me personally, I think it's pushing it of what, the disabilities that I have at 80. So yeah, plus I'm actually retired. Gladys did not get the opportunity to retire. She was medically separated. So I'm actually getting 2 checks to her 1. So with her working, it does help. Now, obviously, we are monetized on the main channel, but for those of our friends in the community, or even our friends in the community that are not monetized, the ones that are, you guys already know that at the beginning you're not making a whole lot of money. And even a little further up, you're still not making a whole lot of money for the amount of work that's going into it. But it's obviously the higher up you get, you can become a little more financially stable, right? So I'll tell you right now, for our first 2 months of AdSense and make money, it was $124. So it's, obviously you're not gonna live off of $124 in 2 months, right? So, um, but that's one of the things, too, that we already know that next year will be sitting a lot better with my income alone, because I won't have to be paying somebody anymore. Yes, I'm still paying somebody else, and that ends next year. So it was one of those things that I had to fight, not necessarily fight for it, but uh, a lot of communication went into that, and a lot of deal making, and came up with a flat sum, because my ex, right, she was entitled per the military to receive a portion of my retirement for the rest of her life, and I don't necessarily see that being the case. That I don't think that should ever happen, right? Obviously, if you're married for a certain amount of time and you're putting in time, yeah, should you get a portion of it for a certain amount of time? Sure, okay, because you dealt with that lifestyle and all that stuff as well. And some people work, some people don't. Some people choose to work, some people choose not to work. If you are choosing not to work, that's your choice, right? And you shouldn't be thinking that you can receive money for the rest of your life because of your choice. But yeah, with that, right, it was a deal that we had come up with, that way I can receive my retirement back, the full blunt of my retirement. So, and it was one of those two things too, that for my retirement, I actually took at my 15-year, it's called Redux, right? To where you actually, you take you get a lump sum of money to kind of like help goes towards like paying off bills or just whatever, things that you can do to get a pretty good chunk of change right off the bat. And then whenever you retire, your retirement drops from 50% down to 40%. And then you will kind of get a pay increase or a pay bump, as it's going back up. And then once you've reached a certain time frame, then it'll be back at 50%. But it's going to take, several years. It's a good 10 years, to get back to that point. So, I've been fighting with that and such. But, well, it sounds like mom and dad are back. Next year will be better. Definitely appreciate you guys for following the journey, helping us grow, sharing us out. That definitely helps everything. Not going to be a video today on the main channel. We've been trying to get healed up. I still got poison ivy all on my hands and thumb and stuff. He's healing too. So, plus it's been cold outside. We work in the cold. I'm not worried about that, but we're more worried about our health. Just trying to get stuff going. Obviously, getting funds for building materials. That's all part of it too. So, but we definitely appreciate you all for sticking around. We will be live tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, Tuesday night. I'll make sure that I'm there this time. But we definitely thank you guys. We appreciate you. And remember, last but not least, to always thank a veteran at every chance you get, not only on Veterans Day. We'll see you on the next one. Later, y'all.